I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this all for you. I've seen some shit in my day. I've I can't wait to get a better PC to, you know, show you some of the shit that I've seen in video games, but uh, let's just say that I have a very big surprise for you. Now, wait for it. First of all, I know this is really big news, but uh, I know it's Friday Eve where you are, but the, I've made some bomb ass falafel, and I'm gonna have a chew. But the biggest news is that I have some great advice for all of you that are in your 20s and late 20s, up to your late 20s. And it comes in the form of me reading things. Mm. Mm. Best part is, mm. Oh, that's good. Best part is, it's free. Yes, it is free. My cat is on the table, being a nuisance. You'll see in a second. No. No. Bookster. No, 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 no. You're not allowed to be on the table. But, sorry about that interruption. I know she's really cute. But if you want more content like that, yeah, absolutely. Take a look at my shorts. The point is, uh, I don't have to do a whole lot, but I will add some transformative content to what I'm reading to you today. It's just such great motivational stuff. So if you're in a funk, if you are in a real a real creek without a paddle, and you're in a place that I can't say on YouTube, and you feel like your life is terrible, believe me when I say this, you haven't seen anything yet. Please compare yourself to this individual. Hmm. So today, I came across a treasure trove of DeviantArt journals. Yes, those. Uh, from 2004 to 2006. From a certain individual that is very famous on DeviantArt. His name may be familiar to you, but the current moniker is Catien, and they are also known as Tom Preston. And Tom Preston is also known as Andrew Dobson. Mm. 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 So good. Now, I'm obviously gonna just give you a very brief rundown of who this individual is. He is a man who used to do art for, I think, a living. I don't know. Maybe he can fact check me and scream at me, but the point is that this man does art. But one of his primetime occupations, his favorite things to do, was write in DeviantArt journals like uh, your Twitter addicted friends. And in order to fully understand what I'm reading, I do have to go over this. He uses DeviantArt journals, or used to use DeviantArt journals, like he is, like most kids would use Twitter. He's addicted to posting about himself online, everywhere, always. Mm. My goodness. I know it's weird, but I love overloading my falafel pita wraps with lots of vegetables. So if you feel down on your luck, or you feel like your friends are overly addicted to X, stick around. Mm. Finally got for some falafel right here. Real good shit. It's really too bad that the supermarket that supplies this has flies in it. But I digress. That even that supermarket owner doesn't have as shitty of a life as this guy. That is all the context I will be adding to you, to all of this. Without any further delays, I will. Well, actually, with one more delay. Kitty. No. No. Say hello. Hello. Okay. See? I know. Cat. I know things are. No. You're not allowed on there. We've been over that. Sorry for that delay. Without any further delays, I will now read. And I will go in chronological order as best as I can through the DeviantArt journals of Cadienne. So, journal entry for Monday, August the 23rd of 2004 at 10:08 a.m. The title of the journal is called Pissed. It starts. What a nice awakening. I rise out of bed and go to my Yahoo group. That's, a group that used to exist on old internet. Only to find it that some jerk has been taking my artwork and putting it up here on DA without my logos, no less. So, of course, I'm mad. I spent an hour trying to get a DA account just so I could politely ask them to stop. It's misspelled politely, I think, but there's going to be a billion spelling errors if I go over them all. I'll literally be dead. So, I spent an hour trying to get a DA account just so I could politely ask them to stop, or at least give me credit, all while getting madder and madder. Sigh. Now, this is important to also know about Cadienne. If you don't know, Cadienne was a very prolific member of a exceptional community that has strange tastes, exotic tastes in their proclivities. Mainly in preference of what pornography they choose to consume and or make. No, I will not link any of this at all. You can find it yourself. If you're really looking for the link to the DeviantArt profile of Cadienne that has been long since deleted, you're gonna have to find it yourself. I'm not gonna give it to you. No. That's one thing I should have probably added. Because no, I'm not directing anyone from YouTube to that profile, and no, I am not showing any of the things that are being posted here. And no, I do not think you should go after this person or rate this person, whatever you kids call it. Don't harass this guy. He's been harassed enough, in my opinion. Alright, sorry for the non sequitur. I'm going to keep going. Update. This journal is for Wednesday, December the 8th of 2004 at 3:44 p.m. A couple new pics uploaded. Finished inflating Rift Walker. So he or she's the latest inflation artist series I'm working on. The other picture was inspired by a good old friend whom I hadn't seen it in a long time. He suggested a costume, and the pic just popped right out. We. Yes, it does really say that. There are some people who just inspire you without even saying much. There's a few more artists left in the series, like I said, before I'm getting tired of it pretty quickly. It's best to just stop before it becomes another chore to do. I've got a few other ideas floating around, but it might be a while before you see them. Yes, it is EM. I'm flat out broke and am in serious debt and won't be able to focus a lot on inflation for a while. A couple people have offered me commissions, so I'm thankful to them and I hope to get the art done as soon as possible. Thanks, everyone. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're getting now we're finally getting to the crux of the now we're setting the mood. We're setting the table, as some of the kids say. Some of the old people say that, actually. Set the table. Alright. Home for Arrest. It's titled for these Tuesday, December the 28th of 2004 at 10:27 a.m. Howdy. Howday, everyone. Again. Xmas is finally over and now I can breath again. I know it's supposed to say breathe, but I think it's funnier that way. Things are starting to look up. The car is fixed, though it cost me $602 to repair. That's pretty. In this economy, even in that economy, that seems cheap. And I've finally gotten some time to work on some commissions, which have been in limbo for a long time. Now that the evil holidays are over, I hope to have some more time to work on my own stuff. I've got a few projects I need to get started on, such as publishing my comics. Yes, he has quite a few comics. You can probably still find them if you are very lucky. He also even has comic books. I bet you also didn't know that. A couple new ideas came floating around in my head, so I hope to be able to utilize them soon. Life is complicated. That that sounds great, I guess. So, okay. This is a journal titled Ride on Shooting Star. Journal entry for Thursday, November the 18th of 2004 at 9:21 a.m. Interesting. Orange no slide 打つ空スポネジのピュライドブラセゲテ Someone could probably. I'll translate this later on my own time, but you know, if I'm pronouncing things a little fucking weird, it's because it's a Japanese song and I can take a look at it. But it is all in Roman characters. It's all in like English letters, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'll start from the top. オレンジのスライドを映す空スポナジのピュライドぶら下げてスパイダーテケ取ったその床は草なく立て inda. This is what I hate about room characters. It's hard to read. Tateinda ro no suita yume mitai na. Ride on shooting star. Kokoro no koe de san tanzu no yoni rai suzuketa. Ugh. Suzuketa. Karanji no hamusta 大人びでリベンジのロブスター聞きじれてスナイパーゴチトと That's a tongue twister even for me. ゴチトたその世界に兄が群れて夢だ来前に座れたいな Ride on shooting star 君を探してきんだ少女中巣をついた Ride on shooting star 心の声で三単図のように来続けた Cool. 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 So, he really is a man of culture in more ways than one. Isn't that great? I'll translate that later for my own time because I'm learning Japanese. The next journal is titled Oops in all caps. You know this is real bad. It's a journal entry for Wednesday, January the 19th of 2005 at 10:57 p.m. Sorry everyone, if you received a DevWatch message saying that I've completed 2 new pictures and then came here and found that they were gone, that's my fault. I forgot which name I was logged in under and posted the last 2 pages of my comic here by mistake. Quickly realizing what I did wrong, I deleted them. Terribly sorry to disrupt your lives. Next time, I'll check what name I'm on under before I hit submit. I heard that's also a problem at Louder with Crowder, where Gerald will post on the business account for Steven Crowder. I also heard Steven Crowder's wife is suing him for money and finally has the advantage. So there's another guy that you can reference if you feel like your life is not great. I feel more bad for Steven Crowder though than this guy, if I'm being honest. Next journal is Blah. This one's all in lowercase letters. The journal entry is for Thursday, February the 3rd of 2005 at 12:34 a.m. Ooh, you're up late, mister. I got a website for my regular art, and I'm trying to maintain that as my portfolio right now and redirect the attention off of DeviantArt. In other words, it's safe to post it here again. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, that's a lie. It's not post to save anymore on the internet, kids. Okay, if I can bestow some knowledge upon you, it's not safe to post anything anywhere. In fact, why the fuck am I doing this right now? Why the fuck am I doing this? It's because my life is over. That's why I gave up. If the Central Intelligence Agency, the NSA, or the FBI wants to know what the fuck I've been doing on the internet, and they'll probably point and laugh at my RuneScape Ultimate Iron Man submissions and all that great stuff. maybe my very old Reddit posts. Oh no. But long story short, it's never safe to post anywhere, so think before you do. You know, like me. I'd appreciate if people wouldn't respond with the usual welcome back garbage. I wasn't gone. I don't want to have my mailbox loaded with that stuff. Sigh. Whatever. I've mood swings, we know. I apologize if I sound pissy, but I'm really tired yet. I can't sleep. I put up a bunch of pictures, mostly the ones that I can't get up on my website now due to the lack of space. I don't know how often I'll be posting here though, since I've got my own website. I still have quite a few commissions planned out, so I won't be accepting any for a while. Whatever, I'm grumpy. Sorry. So there you go. Burning the bridge with people who kind of like him. So there you go. There's another one. Happy birthday to me. A journal titled for Saturday, February the 12th of 2005 at 9:26 a.m. My car died again. $280 to fix. Sigh. What a way to start my birthday. I finally got a word from admins. You cannot you cannot grope slash fondle breasts. That is unacceptable. So if you see any pics out there, be sure to tell the admins so that we can even out the balance of justice. Sigh. Okay. I've also reported a uh, a not good image of children picture I saw up, so at least the admins know I'm trying. TGCFUYG, I got a bloody nose. So, I don't know what this is in response to, but out of context, it sounds hilarious. But that's because Wayback Machine does not go after things this far back to give me context, and thank goodness for that. I really don't want to know. 4chan strikes again. Sounds like sounds like something that would be unironically said at the warehouse, the White House, or you know, back in like 2016, and then even up to now. So, journal entries for Sunday, February the 13th of 2005, 10:19 a.m. What the fuck is up with those people at 4chan? I seriously don't care if they post my art anymore. I really don't. But this is beyond belief. Ooh, he's mad. This is what someone said after they were asked to stop posting and remove my art. Some of the people are actually with me on this, so I thank them heartily. To quote, Caddy N can go fuck it itself. You can't draw tons of expansion shit of reasonable quality and then expect it to be completely ignored by the same expansion community. Think I'm going to go use this site, and they post a link that I'm not going to follow, and post all the images there everywhere else on the internet I can without asking for permission. Oh my god. Oh, that's the end quote. Oh my god. All I ask is that you email me. It takes like 2 seconds. What the hell is so hard about that? Last time I left, it was because of these jerks. They are doing it again. I have asked them to stop and told them my reasons, but then they just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Gya in all caps. First off, I am not an it. Ooh, yeah, you better not misgender Catty N. That's a big no-no. And I really don't appreciate being called one. Second, I'm not trying to be unnoticed by the community. I just don't want people posting my art on places like 4chan without my permission. I don't give a fuck what you do with it on your own time. You can send a mass email with my art in it and give it to your friends. Whatever. But please, don't post in a public space without asking me. Seems like a very unreasonable request a little bit there. I mean, just a little bit. Third, in response to his threat to download all my art and post it without exiting, well, I've taken it all down. So, ha ha! Don't worry, everyone. It's not gone. It'll be up once I get a hold of this person and talk to them. I'm gonna leave the DA stuff, though, so whatever. If people haven't figured it out yet, I'm ruled by impulses and emotions 90% of the time. Bad way to live life. If someone is gonna threaten me, I'm gonna take action. If someone is gonna badmouth me like that, I'm gonna respond. I have mood swings and the like. I go from happy, happy, happy to shitty, shitty, shitty at the drop of a hat. Anyway, it's a nice February. I got my Simpsons Season 5 DVD for my birthday, and my car will be done on Monday. So for now, I'm just gonna putz around and whatnot. Oh yeah, big thanks to the number of people who have informed me about the developments on 4chan and any other place where people are posting my art without my permission. Cool. I would say their names here, but I know there are a lot of enemies in the community who might go after them on 4chan, so I'm not gonna. They know who they are, and they should be very good. Woo! You guys rule. Okay. That is an unusual request. Also, my addition to this article is do not react on emotions 90% of the time. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. Think, then do. WHA question mark 100,000. A journal entry for Thursday, February the 17th of 2005, 11:31 a.m. After much gripping and editing and struggling with a 56K modem, I now have a forum. Woo! Oh yeah, and I'm past the 100,000 mark. Woo! You know, it's stuff like sigh and woo. That's the stuff that doesn't translate very well out on the internet. It's just a waste of words. It's a waste of characters. So don't type those either, kids. Imagination and Remorse. A journal entry for Friday, February the 25th of 2005 at 12:32 a.m. I haven't done anything in a long time. I don't know why. I just don't have the urge anymore to work on anything inflation related, and the world just breathed a sigh of relief at that point. Getting sick of the one-dimensional drawings of the same thing over and over again, and how everyone just says, great job, instead of something more practical like, nice, but the anatomy is a little off. Perhaps it's my fault for not putting on the advanced critiques, but whatever. I've tried to put a little more meanings into some of my works without success. So far, no one has come remotely close to understanding them. I refer to the pieces with Maria and Caddy. There have been a few. I think people here just tend to look at the image and go on with whatever it is they're doing rather than find anything deep or meaningful behind it. It's inflation pornography. What the fuck do you want? Granted, I am working on a rather shallow genre, but I expect just a little more imagination from a group of people who do nothing but use their imagination all day long. That refers to myself too. Wow. How that's a rare moment in which he has actually requested for critique on his work. Actually, Andrew Dobson's actually very well known for hating criticism. This is actually a very rare thing to see. So good job, Andrew. You get a point. Uh, so speaking of imagination, I'm surprised at how many people don't have one. Various times I ask for ideas, and the general feedback is, why don't you do this anime girl with big breasts or belly? Is it really hard to come up with something more original? No, that's your job. Do more people just want more fan art of their favorite anime characters with huge boobs? Why don't we use our imagination as to what the answer to that might be? Can't the art I create have a bit more meaning behind it rather than its purpose of ogling at a woman's anatomy? These are just questions that are floating around in my mind. I honestly don't I don't honestly believe most of them, but I like to write that I'm feeling rather what I'm feeling rather what I'm thinking. I have a few pictures which aren't up yet, mostly because I'm afraid if I post them on DA, I'll be banished for life or something. I can't post them on my website. I don't have enough money to buy extra memory. The third party places like photo buckets or whatever it's called are not very reliable. I also should point out that I recently had a rather unnerving incident which is deeply upset me. I don't like to talk about it, but I made it in. Since I don't like to talk about it, I made it into a little comic in my non-inflation related name. It's called Hero. I actually do remember this. It's called Hero, and it's like 4 pages long. It all took. Take a look when you get a chance, and you'll see why I'm kind of down in the state of mind. So, I actually do know what he's referring to, and I've seen this comic before. It's the I'll give you the synopsis is that there is a shoplifter at a video store and he's trying to get away with free movies, and Andrew Dobson does the right thing and stops him. And he stops him. He succeeds, and then his little message at the end is, "So I saved the movies, so why don't I feel like a hero?" Well, sometimes doing the right thing doesn't make you feel like a hero. I'll just put it to you that way. So, because I used to follow this guy, okay? Just yeah, I know. I'm stupid. I was a stupid child back then. You hook, line, and sinker. You got me. So, of Butts and Dragons, journal entry for Wednesday, March the 2nd of 2005, 10:51 a.m. Sigh. Something rather unusual just happened. I received an instant message from someone I don't know, which is quite common. They said hi, and then they told me they liked my artwork. Okay, yeah, I get that a lot. So I said hi back. They proceeded to try and send me pictures of various cartoon characters with plungers of the toilet variety stuck stuck up their butts. Alright. Sorry. I think I promised not to laugh, but that was genuinely funny. When I politely declined his offers, he got a little upset and wanted to know why. I told him that I didn't like to see characters I liked to plunger up their butts. And he asked why again. I said, "'Cause I don't want to see characters I admire to be viewed demeaning. They're cartoon characters. Just look away." And you didn't have to reply either. Which is the same reason why I don't inflate Rumiko Takashi characters. They asked, "How come?" Here's when I started to get a bit frustrated. When I said I don't like something, you don't just press on and press and press and try to uncover the truth and the meaning behind the word no. I told you I don't like it. I told you why I don't like it. So take a hint. Maybe he just wanted to have a conversation with you about, I don't know, cartoon characters with plungers up their butts. Finally, out of curiosity, I asked them why they would think to see a blunder up a girl's butt, and they responded by saying, "Because the way you draw girls, I thought you would like it." Shit. Okay. I answered by saying if I liked it, I would have drawn it. To which they replied with the most baffling answer I've ever heard in a long time. To who? I.e., which girls do you like to see with a plunger of their butt, even though I've said no? Yes. Yes, this is good. Ellipsis with 2 extra dots, so it's just a divider with dots, really. I've answered no. I told you why I don't keep a list of girls I want to have a plunger up their butt. Fair enough. It's not something that interests me. So why are you trying to tell me that why are you trying to tell me to tell you girls' names? Are you trying to get off on it? It's so I'd rather find that sick. And so that then you have to resort to baiting my negative answers to get you happy. The dramatic irony is fucking great. Their profile on DAA said that they are 21 years old, but somehow I doubt that because of the cartoon characters they were tiring to send pics of. Lisa Simpson and the girl from Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. Aren't they underaged? I'm really confused now. Perhaps the whole idea of having a plunger on their butt. On their butt. Well, this just got even worse. On their butt doesn't refer to anything sexual, but they keep asking me if I do it. 90% of my pictures have something sexual about it. So I don't know. The other bizarre occurrence that I've come across was that this Spanish-speaking guy started to IM me asking if I liked dragons and if I would inflate them. Why? Okay. Okay. This. Oh, this one's really. This is where the dragons part come in. Will finally come in. Fuck, I can't talk, dude. Some of these people. It sure would suck to be Caddy, and let me tell you. I told them no, I don't like furries. And he replied by showing me his inflatable furry dragon suit he wears. That's. Bro. Bro. That is so fucking funny. The hell, all caps. What is it with the word no that people don't understand? I don't think he spoke English, to be fair. I had spittle come out of my face hole. I proceeded to tell them I don't like that stuff, trying to be as polite as possible, and they just kept asking if I would draw a picture of their furry inflatable dragon suit. Yeah, in all caps. I don't know. I know there's a language barrier there, but still, I've refused to do it. So stop pressing. Furries generally disgust me. Well, welcome to about 80% of the population. And I know I'm gonna ignite spelled with IGNIGHT. I ignite a war here, but that's just what I think. If you're going to be sexually attracted to something, I certainly hope that it has a human head and not that of a horse or rat. Let alone having the furry actually covered in fur freaks me out because it's bestiality, the want of having sex with animals, which I find disgusting. That's 98% of the world. I know there are furries out. There are a lot of furries out there who will debate me with this, but it's just what I think. So whatever. Don't try to convince me that it's okay and that there's nothing sexual about it. I don't care. Whatever you like is what you like. Just don't impose it upon me. I don't like it. I've explained why I don't like it. That's enough. Yeah. Okay, enough ranting here. Time to draw overly inflated women. That. Miss me with that pedo shit and furries. If you'll excuse me, I gotta go and draw some women being inflated by a bicycle pump. You were right there. You were actually right there. Okay. You got old internet is fucking fantastic. Um, more crazy messages. A journal entry for Thursday, March the 10th of 2005 at 3:53 p.m. Oy vey. Sometimes I have to really wonder about people's motives behind a lot of things. For a while, I've been receiving strange IMs from someone that read as follows. Quote, "My name is blank. I am deaf. I see a DeviantArt for your owner artwork pics a girl's make for inflation of belly and breasts. Look nice, cool it. I've been getting this nearly every day now on my Yahoo name. usually in some various incarnations of their name. So I wasn't sure who was trying to contact me and why, but finally he contacted me today, and I'm still confused as to what he wants. Hello, hello, blank says. Bye. Hello, how am I supposed to respond to you if you just buzz and then leave? Oh, how are you doing? I'm fine. Is there something I can help you with? Wait a min. I hunt a pic, okay? A pic of what? Apparently he wanted to send me a picture of that I had done. I've had this happen before and it baffles me. I'm the one who drew it. Why do you have to send it to me? I've already got it on my computer. Duh. Blank continues. Well, I think and dream and see for a new pic of Mihoshi got milk. Her very large breasts and heavy for a gallon milking. Miyoshi love lactation and breastfeeding like it. If you're asking Kariyen, you're asking me to make a new picture of the one that you described, my answer is no. I don't take requests anymore, and I don't like anime. That is actually one of the more funny things about him. He's like, oh, I don't like anime anymore. It's dumb, and the reason why he doesn't like anime is literally because he got kicked out of an anime club. That's why. Blank continues. Hey, I found a pic of Tenchi 1 and Tenchi 2 for her force inflator Mihoshi for growth of bigger breast. Yeah, I did that picture too. I love Mihoshi a bigger breast, but I wish I'd dream a new pic of got milk and larger breast lactation anymore, and I like Miyoshi. I'm glad you like them, but I don't think I'm gonna work on any others with Tenchi themes. He suddenly left giving me his other Yahoo name for some reason. I don't understand. Is he what he's trying to ask me or tell me? Nor do I understand why he has to find a picture I did before he talks to me. I do not doubt he is deaf, but seriously, get to the point. I don't want to hear you describe a picture I did over and over again. Do you know what that makes me think you're doing? You're trying to get off to talking to me. That may not be the case, but I've had to deal with that sort of thing a lot, and it pisses me off. On the other hand, he might be trying to request that I do more pictures of Miyoshi with bigger boobs. If that's the case, I've answered him and I told him no. He may be deaf, but he certainly is not blind. Contrary to the belief, when I'm not working on inflation art, I'm not fantasizing about boobs. I'm a rather normal person who likes movies, reading comics, or playing video games. My whole life does not revolve around inflation artwork. In fact, if you were to have a discussion with me when I'm not in the mood, you may think I'm some other person because I usually denounce people with large tits and criticize people for being too pretty. Weird. My way of thinking when I'm not on inflation is completely contrary. That is fascinating. What a fascinating sentence to write and in your predicament. So when people start IM me saying me things that I like boobs too, can we be friends? That pisses me off. You're assuming that I like these things 24/7. I mean, maybe they just want friends. The internet is a cruel place. It's hard to get friends on the internet, okay? I mean, they're just like Adam Carolla. They like tits, and they are like, hey, you like boobs? Want to get a drink with me and talk about football and sports ball or whatever ball or pickleball or I don't know where I'm going with this. Yeah, I've drawn quite a few pictures of girls with big boobs, but that doesn't mean I'm obsessing over them or going about my daily life thinking about them. Oh, believe me, that is, I mean, I know what you're trying to say, but, you're a man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Any member of the male species, this would be an anomaly. I'm just saying. This is only a hobby of inflating women and having large tits. Yeah, it's just a hobby, bro. Sex is just a hobby, bro. Thinking about women is just a hobby, bro. Blah blah blah. Yeah, yeah, I totally believe that the inflation artist that inflates women is only doing this as a hobby. It's just a hobby, bros. A hobby in which I don't want people in my life to find out about them. Why the fuck are you doing it? Which is why I have two DA names. Simple enough. A Gia. A lot of people have told me not to post my Yahoo name on here, but that will cut out the riffraff that seems to haunt me. I don't remove it for two reasons. There are a lot of good people I enjoy talking to who I've met by leaving it open. Two, you wouldn't get to hear me rant. So here's the thing. Again, like I said, if you don't want people finding about certain things, you just don't post them on the internet. It's really that simple. Because once it's on the internet, it's there forever. And then someone will do a Wayback Machine capture and go click, click, and then boom! All of a sudden, there's a man from literally 19 years later reading your fucking DeviantArt journals for no fucking reason other than because, you know, I feel like this is motivational. This is educational for the kids and of things that on how bad it can be if you post stupid, regrettable shit on the internet. I mean, just look at Josh Moon. Excuse me. Anyway, if you're gonna try to talk about me, or anyway, if you're going to try to talk to me, please be specific and tell me what you want first. If you want to thank me, thank me. If you want to cuss me, cuss me. Don't take forever by trying to describe something I've already done for your enjoyment. What a great journal. New book and thanks. For this is a journal for Wednesday, March 16th of 2005, 11:35 a.m. So yeah, I haven't done anything in quite a while. The last major thing I did was update my website, and I'm still getting people complaining that the comics section doesn't work. Duh, dudes. It doesn't. Yes, that's how it's typed. Doenst work because it's not there. I haven't finished it yet. List never type like that, please. That's another thing you should do. If you're gonna type anything on the internet, never put in Lisai or any Reddit speak like that, please. Please. I mean, doing it ironically is one thing, but it's another when you say stuff like this. You give people a hint of things to come, and they claw in the froth until they get it. Grrr. Anyway, the point was that I haven't worked on anything for a long time, mostly because I've been working on getting my books published. I'm happy to say that I've finally gotten my lesbian story ready for print. Yes, he's talking about Patty, by the way. For any of you Andrew Dobson lorologists, that's what he's referring to. And yes, he has a incredibly odd fixation on homosexual women for some fucking reason. You got an imagination, I'm sure. Why don't you go for it? Sometime next week, I'll get in the mail and see how it looks. If it looks awesome, I'm gonna buy the ISBN number and start selling them. Woo. Get your mind out of the gutter, pervs. I said it was a lesbian comic. But there's no kissing or fondling or any of the stuff in there. It's a nice, wholesome coming of age story. So stop thinking what you're thinking. I know you are pervs. Really? You expect anyone to believe that? Man who draws women sexually being blown up. Really? So, yeah, I wish to thank a lot of people who have stood up for me from time to time. Every now and then, when I get stressed, I can start to rant or whatever. Most of us do, and sometimes I feel bad ab what I said afterwards. It was typed like that. But now and again, there are certain people who have stood up for what I said. Such a recent example would be a Yahoo group where someone wanted to find more pictures of BE. Oh, right. Okay, I know what that means. I told them where to go, but not the link. They kept asking for the link, though, despite the fact they had to do was type my answer in Google to find it. So I reiterated my answer minus the link because it was so obvious that I was having a hard time believing someone couldn't use Google. They asked for the link again and started to get a bit annoyed. So yeah, I went off on them. Just give them the link. If you can Google it, then why can't you give them the link? You're just being a dick at that point. I sometimes wonder what other people's perception of me is. I just gave you one. It's just that you're a cantankerous dick. No one likes you. I've noticed that I have a lot of rants and am against a lot of things, like anime and art trades. I get a lot of people asking for art trades and telling me how much they love such and such a picture and I will ever do more of them. Other times I'm asked to inflate some character that I refuse to inflate, which makes me seem badder still. I wonder if am perceived as Maria or something. I have no idea what that means, honestly. Always yelling and whatnot. Oh, okay, you explained it. I'm actually quite the quiet guy in real life, but I can get stressed out so that my only outlet of rant is ranting. So I hope no one minds. Well, anyway, thanks to those who have stood up for me. It means a lot. It shows that my ranting is about something important or obvious or generally understandable. Asterisk breaker. Edit. It has come to my attention that various people seem to think that this new book of mine is some way connected with the inflation community. Perish the thought. If these characters of mine ever so much as peek into this venomous community, venomous community, I shall do everything in my power. Well, this is where the entire caps lock rant goes. I shall do everything in my power to bring destruction down upon the perpetrator to the full extent of the law. No way in hell will I tolerate my characters being associated with this community. If anyone uses them without my permission, be warned that you shall have a very formidable enemy on your hands. That being said, I refuse to tell anyone else about this book. I only mentioned it above as an explanation for why I haven't done anything here for such a long time. This book is my baby. I shall see it not see it fall into the hands of this community. These characters are my own and are so close to me that seeing any horrible distortion of their character is like watching the Mona Lisa get smeared with paint. Good day to all of you, and let us hope that never comes to this light. So I you know, you can think about the layers of irony. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say it. when, this is why you think before you post. This is the big message of the day. There's like an air pocket under my eyeball that just finally burst and just out of my eye, the eyelid. It felt great. It really did, and that's when it feels really good. Busy, busy, busy. A journal entry for Tuesday, March the 22nd of 2005 at 12:19 a.m. Been exceptionally busy in the past few days. I might have a new lead on a 2D sprite job in New York City. Well, congratulations. I hope it works out, or I hope it did work out. I don't know what happened. And my book, being a proper noun, book is capitalized, has finally arrived. Gonna pick it up tomorrow and see what it looks like. Got a few commissions in the works, though, finally. Though I hope that doesn't stop people from requesting more. I thought you stopped. Whatever. After the fiasco of my last journal entry, where people were IMing me and sending me notes about the lesbians in my new book, I've grown quite annoyed and pissed at the community. When I think lesbian, I don't think sex. Oh, really? 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 A man who, when you immediately put the word lesbians in his head, he doesn't think that, really. 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 We see that, and by the way, that statement's going to age like milk. Trust me. In fact, it aged like cottage cheese. What the fuck am I saying? It's an obvious fucking lie. Let's see, where is it? Like everyone else seems to. I do not go out and ogle girls' boobs and bodies. I don't even browse around the community anymore. From time to time, when something has been brought to my attention, I'm becoming quite the average guy, possibly under the influence of my girlfriend, who doesn't like inflation. Congratulations. I haven't worked on anything in a long time, too. My most recent works are uncharacteristically non-inflation related. I refer to, of course, Breathless and Unleashed, in which Maria is used to much more evocative manner than she has originally. I'm still waiting for one person to fully understand what unleashed means. I thought it was pretty obvious, but then again, people in this community seem to miss the obvious quite a lot. My greatest disdain on this community is how people seem to regard anything online as free and for them to use and do as they please. Well, I've got some really bad news for you, my friend. There is a lot of people like that out there. I'm not gonna say how they do anything because YouTube will probably kill me, my cat, and the rest of my family, but I'm just gonna tell you that these people exist. I'm sorry, it kind of sucks. I get it. It's annoying. It's terrible. It pisses people off. But that's life. I'm sorry. At least now, even more so now. Back then, it was like, ooh, you better pay for this. It's like, why? One of the reasons I'm not posting my book on here is because a couple of people in this community have made me uneasy. Suggestions of rape, inflating my characters, and meager fantasies of viewing lesbians in action have informed me that the most of this community couldn't care less about story or characters. My God, it's almost like they're into pornography. Holy shit, really? You got, Sherlock here has got it. People who want to, people who are easily identifiable nowadays as coomers don't care about the plot usually. They care about the end, not the means. Well done. Well done, my boy. I'll continue now. It pissed me off to no extent that I casually mentioned the book in passing. It wasn't even what the journal entry was about, yet suddenly it's all I get emails about anymore. Oh well. Just saying. Probably not a wise idea to talk about it then. I don't know about anyone else, but I hold my characters dearly and refuse to submit them to any horrible transformations or distortions that are uncharacteristic of themselves. I would also like to reiterate that if I ever catch anyone even attempting to inflate them, I will hunt them down and flame slash restrain slash sue slash prosecute whatever it takes to stop it. That is my house. Stop the thieving imposter. Oh no, you don't, Chris. That's kind of what that comes across as. I'm thinking of working on a lot more non-inflated related pictures under my name, my Katia name. It intrigues me quite a bit. I'm tired of inflation. There's nothing new anymore. Well, clearly you have not heard of Rule 34 or understood the full definition of it, have you? I'm exhausted nearly all my resources. I don't like doing a picture twice, which is why I've tried to vary every picture to some degree. And now I'm just repeating the same thing over and over and over again. It's repetitive and boring. Plus, seeing inflated girls doesn't do anything for me anymore. It's not what it used to be. I sure in hell won't stop drawing, but might not be what everyone else is used to. And breaker with asterisks. On a side note, and here's the deluge of caps. Yes, I know my comics page on my website doesn't work. That's because I haven't made it yet. Stop emailing me. Stop IMing me. Stop sending me notes through DA informing me of this. I read the front page. Read the front page, you stupid jerks. I said it was a work in progress. So if something doesn't work, then you get on with your life. At this rate, I may never finish it, just to piss people off. Cool. Good old Cadian. Good old Cadian. Isn't this great? You get to see the amazing stuff that happens here. The new one is called Sit This One Out. A journal entry for Tuesday, March the 22nd, 2005 at 1:43 p.m. I wonder if sometimes people understand the power of controversy. I'm trying not to make myself appear evil and whatnot, but I do seem to generate a lot of controversy. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but controversy is what makes the world go around. For all my life, I've lived in a very secluded and pretty much a mama's boy. All this was shattered, however, when I graduated high school and was forced into college. For 5 years now, I've been put through a lot of stuff anyone else could have dealt with without a care, but due to the secluded nature, I've had to mature a lot faster and sometimes a lot harsher than others. I've sat idle when many people I worship were in trouble. I watched the prolonged battles with leeches and Inflict 123's video vault. I sat by and didn't speak out. I regret that greatly. I've seen other artists come into the spotlight and fade away shortly after. I have seen groups pop up and disappear, and many people turn away from the community due to the many factors that I have expressed in these journals. Since then, I've grown a spine, even a backbone or two. There are times where I rant and rave, and times where I'm downright in an ugly mood. But all of it is caused in some way from the community itself. I've begun speaking out about the things that have pissed me off and have pissed off other people and who have even more talent than me, forcing them to leave. I can't stand to see great people like them disband and become uninterested in such a neglected fetish area as ours, because of a group of leeches. Ugh, disgusting. Honestly, I'd rather. I don't know. I don't know. Would you rather be a degenerate or a leech? What would you rather be? Let me know in the comments right now. I know you're watching up to this point. That just thank you. Thank you if you made it this far. Just if you've made it this far, just let me know by replying to that question. When I go off on these tangents, it's something because it has irked me, and I'm trying to bring it to light, leaving things alone. Doenst don'ts to benefit anyone. The artists are becoming alienated and leave, and the fans become ravenous for fresh meat. Every now and then I tend to go off more on feeling than logical rights. Some people have pointed to me that in great effect. I'm an emotional person. When I'm angry, you'll hear about it. I have a problem with mood swings and can switch in an instant. Sometimes I'm downright distraught with a depression and self-hatred. Other times I am indignant and angry with so-called fans. I cannot account for any moods for that they are random and based on events that you are all not privy to. But I have attempted to keep some restraint on them at times. You'll notice that most you'll notice that I keep most of my posts with a degree of respect for both factors. I never lash out unless it really offends me in some degree. I'm a man of action. If something irks me, I'll retaliate. If something hints at something that I don't condone, I'll speak out against it after, of course, explaining that only my beliefs I'm expressing. Many of my fellow artists have been trodden underfoot by the masses who desire nothing more than free content and believe us to be machines for their sole purpose. Rest assured, I am not the one who is willing to sit this one out. Uh, the it's the carrot up underscore carrot smiley emoji after that. P.S. LOL. As usual, a lot of people have jumped to conclusions again. I'm not leaving the community, but I am going to be less frequent now. I doubt I will ever leave the community completely. I'm sure that even 10 years down the road, I'll still produce a little pic here and there. In my last journal, I was merely being spelled, expressing my emotions about the community and the constant repetitiveness that I've had to deal with. And I do that and express my feelings a lot more than once they are taken for facts. Lasai. Isn't this great? Arrogant assumptions. Sunday, April 10th, 2005. I've noticed that over the months there are ever increasing levels of arrogance within our community. We seem to be getting quite a lot of younger people joining, and thus they are a bit more immature. Are you sure? I've noticed that the older member of the group, the more dignified and collected they tend to be. This, of course, is not a proven rule, but there are quite a few long-term members who are unnerving sometimes. A large number of people are the gimme, gimme, gimme type. They desire nothing but put a lot of info into the strange fetish, despite causing annoyances in other members. These people seem to be the most arrogant of them all. For example, an unknown person emails me. They thank me for my work and how much it means to them, trying to butter me up. Then they proceed to go on a long-winded speech about how they would love to see such and such anime girl for some unknown series inflated. Then they provide me with the links to the girl, sometimes even embedded images in the email itself. Finally, after all of this, they go on and demand that I email them a picture and that I have finished. That, my friends, is arrogant. assuming that I will do this pic simply because you took the time to email me this arrogant. Getting upset when I say no is childish. Flaming me for saying no is downright rude. Another large number of people fall into the 24/7 status report group. These people will use it and by any means necessary get in contact with you repeatedly day after day and ask you, so what are you working on now? Have you finished any new pictures? I think they're just interested in you. These people are arrogant. Maybe they just want to check in on you. I don't know. These people are arrogant in that they assume that you are doing this as your job and that you do nothing but draw these things. They believe that they have contacted you successfully and they are entitled to know every little thing you're doing. I don't know if other artists are out there, but when I do is a new picture, it usually is spontaneous. I don't have the time, and I don't have it in the back of my head for long periods of time. So, I lost my place for a second. I believe that we need to teach a lot of these newcomers a lesson. They won't learn otherwise, and you will assume that what they are doing is perfect and justified. The problem is that a lot of them are arrogant and annoying in some way, much like many people in their 20s. Though they continue to annoy and pester me until the persons in question will break down and leave. Then they casually turn their attention to someone else. I've observed it hundreds of times. It seemed like every time a new artist appears, there's this tiny group of people who flock to them and ask for their exact same questions, to propose the same exact ideas for new pics. In addition, they are through with one fix time for another. God, I wish I could name names right now. It might help if other artists know who to avoid. But I'm not the kind of person to do that. After all, that would be arrogant of me to assume that they don't mind being called annoying. Remember, when you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. That is incredible. Thank you. You know, it's interesting. It's an interesting journal. Ashamed. Journal entry for Tuesday, April 12th of 2005, 11:54 a.m. Well, I feel rather ashamed of myself. Is this dude posting on his lunch break? Jesus. The latest entry of the Inflatus Artist series, which featured, it's a picture, has been removed. Lately, I've been rushing stuff out as fast as I can, and I honestly didn't feel very satisfied with the image when I was done. But I felt that at the time there was no harm in posting it. I didn't feel right about it, but I did it anyway. When I got home from work yesterday night and looked at the comments on my notes, I regretted ever posting it in the first place. I really had done an injustice to her and her work. It was a clever idea to use her sprites and make her as a character in a video game. I altered one of the sprites, which originally pointed out for me for a reference only, not from making a full image. I cut corners. Yeah, don't do that, kids. Please don't. After several comments and a couple of from Ratini herself, I felt really bad about it. Seriously, this whole inflated artist series of hers is the lamest pic I produced. It's not because it wasn't a good idea, it's because I was sloppily and haphazardly threw it an obviously inferior picture. Thus, I have removed it from my site and am readily preparing for a new and better picture for her. This time, I'm going to do it right and not something half-assed. That's a comment that ages like milk, but good on him for saying this. I'm sorry, Ratini. Or Rathani. Ratani, think that might be how it's actually pronounced. I really should have consulted you on what I was intending to do, but I wanted to be a surprise. In the end, though, I didn't think it was in the right to do that pick. I really should have asked you for help. I'm terribly sorry. In other news, I got a brand new 6-page comic in the works. It features Catty Ann and someone else, don't know her name, with a bunch of Sailor Moon cosplayers with growth serums. That's all I'll say for now. Also, one of the reasons I'm a bit rushed to get stuff out is because I have 5 commission on hand, and I've got 2 of them nearly finished, and I got another 3 almost ready. So with that, real life, girlfriend, etc. Yeah, I really need to slow down sometime, guys. I got a life, guys. I got a girlfriend. I can't just inflate women for you, okay? What am I? Your employee or something? Well, when it's a commission, yes, you're an employee. Sorry, guys. Oh, there's a moral. Moral oral time. Moral. Never do anything half-assed because you can. This age is like cottage cheese, like I may have mentioned. I've done some shoddy work every now and then, not because it was a stupid piece, but because I was lazy. It was pressed for time, but that's no excuse for making a sloppy picture. Running dry. A journal entry for Saturday, April the 16th of 2005 at 11:06 a.m. Oh, it's even got little things now this time. It's like he's exhausted. He's listening to Mega Man Duck and Cover and watching House of Flying Daggers. Wow, it's that era of Dairy Dark, guys. We gotta know what he's doing. Well, things have been nutty here. Gotten a resoundingly positive number of commissions, so I thank all of you out there who have ordered. It's very helpful. And with my very poor bank because negative balance, I assume is that what that means. I've been getting slowly uncreative lately. I can't seem to come up with new inflation ideas. Yeah, there are some general pictures that I haven't done, like nurses or tire pumps. But in the end, the same thing has been done hundreds of times before. That's why I'm thinking about broadening my horizons, not just be known for inflation. Like many people out there, inflation is just one of the transformation expressions that I'm interested in. There are other ideas and things that I like to explore as in depth and as I have with inflation. My recent bubble picture is a fine example of that. I don't know what that is, but I love bubbles. @_@. It's like the panda eyes. I might do, it's like the budget panda eyes. You don't know like the characters, or you haven't like Googled like the face for it, but you just type it on your keyboard anyway. You know, @_@. I might do a little mini series of pictures with bubble themes before people start freaking out. I'm not leaving. Sheesh. It seems that whenever I post a journal about being uncreative and wanting to break, their general response is, well, you do what you have to do. Hope you come back. And please don't go. I'm not leaving. I'm just relaxing. That's okay, alright? Anywho, NEHOO. I finished the 6-page comic. Don't know where to post it. It might be too lewd for DeviantArt. And I don't get any feedback on my website. Maybe I'll post it on my forum and let people who have commented 50 times allowed to view it. Wow, so evil. Nah, I don't know. EOIUGFE. So, yeah, I'm still here working on the commissions. And I'm still making inflation stuff, so fret not. Edit. When I said that I was becoming uninspired in new pics, I didn't mean I wanted people to start suggesting ideas. Whoa, I mean, excuse them. I mean, you know, your very small degenerate community is trying to help you with your actual job, and you say, no, fuck off. Like, amazing, isn't it? I said that to explain that I was intending what to do next and work on other kinds of ideas. I'm not done with inflation. I was hoping people would comment upon my doing my other things. But instead, everyone just seems to be tossing more inflation ideas. Most of them have already been done. I don't know what part of my journal has said, I need ideas. But that seems to be everyone's reaction. I don't know. The inflation community, it's so tightly knit. They really want to help you out. They really like you. They want you to stay. They want to help you and grow your career and making pictures of strange themes. Maybe they just want to feel important. Maybe that's all. Popping in and out, journal entry for Wednesday, April the 20th of 2005, 12:16 a.m. He's weary and he's listening to Just a Little More by Dark Esword and reading The Resident Patient. Well, if you've been keeping track over the past week or so, you might have noticed various pieces that I put up, but upon returning, you've noticed it disappeared so far that I've put up 3 new pieces and removed each and one of them. I'm gonna have to take more care before posting new works. Apparently, the first one was the Ratimi mix-up. I hope that clear that up shortly. The better picture is in the works, so no problem there. The second is the one of the Inflated Artists series that was removed by request, so I don't expect it to return anytime soon. And finally, I posted a picture of a cute girl in overalls blowing a bubble, and this is removed from this account and reposted on another one where I feel it would be better appreciated. Wow. Just not only do you hate this community enough for them to not want to have them give you ideas of what you should do, but you are taking the art away from them. No, I'm taking your toys away. I'm taking your toys away. I'm taking your toys away, you degenerate you. I swear he gets off on that alone. I don't know what else to say, but to apologize to the shuffling and resorting that's evidently confusing and annoying my fellow enthusiasts. My work is sort of blending right now, and it's hard to keep up with my 2 counts separated. Other than that, I'm doing fairly okay. Finished the most of the commissions. I'm just waiting for a few responses. Rounder's bank balance is still negative, but gradually getting better. I'm learning some new techniques, which I hope to employ in some pictures soon. I'm still toying with my other interests besides inflation, though I still don't know where to post my comic yet. Speaking of my comic, I'm going out on a limb for it. I can't post on my website because I'm way over bandwidth. I think the last I checked was 33 gigs over my allotted monthly limit. Yikes. Posting my comic there is out of the question, but at the same time, I can't post it here on DeviantArt. It's got a few things that DeviantArt doesn't like, and I don't want to risk getting any of my membership terminated or banned. Well, I'll figure something out, I hope. Well, I'll figure something out, I hope. Yeah, rather quiet here in the community lately. Don't know what that's all about. Maybe it's because you told them to fuck off. You drove everyone away. Yeah, you blew things out of proportion. And now everyone has just, is just so deflated from this. Suppose it's just the calm before the storm. Better start prepping for all those annoying people requesting for free shit and stuff. Oi, yeah, I'm out of things to talk about. Okay, Tata. Alright. Here's a journal simply called Sigh. A journal for Thursday, May the 22nd of 2005 at 11:14 p.m. I'm better. I just needed a vent last night. Thank you for those who have been asked for commissions. I will begin working on them as soon as possible. I guess I'm not out of here after all. Sigh. I will be working closely with someone for the next couple of days on the longest commission I've ever undertook. It'll be interesting was to see what the results and see if they are willing to for it to be shown online anywhere. @_. I'm tired of working in this community. I'm well known. That's the problem. It's so easy to come back here and find work and stuff. Oh man, the bane of your existence seems to be work. Anything but work. My other site, which has been picking up for a while, suffered greatly during my 3 weeks of internet lapse. In that time, I drifted back down to obscurity again. Sigh. I would promote my site to promote my site here, save for the fact that nearly everyone who watches me and my normal art site is inflation related. I don't want to draw too much attention to it. People might start to wonder, oy vey, well, congratulations, they know. I'm not tired of inflation art. I love it to death, even though I totally don't get off on it. But I am tired of the popularity that's attributed to me. I don't know. I guess I don't know what to even say to that. When I first started posting, I never thought I'd be so well known. People are asking for requests, people IMing me to say what they like, big boobs, and everyone was watching what I'm doing. I feel like that I'm some sort of tabloid. So I feel like I'm some sort of tabloid for all the stuff I do. A tabloid is a thing. Sorry. I've lost a lot of respect for some of the people because of how much I grip and how much times I tried to leave. I remember a very ugly argument on 4chan with someone who has accused me of staging everything and saying that I was pulling another stunt. Sigh. Well, don't forget the fact they misgendered you of it as an it. This is why I wish I could leave. I wish I could work on my normal stuff and be known for it. And being known as Cadian makes it very tempting to come back and try to bask. B-A-S-K. I think that's spelled right, actually. I think about it. In the appreciation of people who have, for my work, under my older name, I get a few page views here and there, maybe a comment, but rarely a fave. DeviantArt is my only outlook into art and into the art world right now. I'm a year out of college with no job prospects or hints of advancements. Oh, that sucks. My friends have all left and gone their separate ways, and I'm stuck here in the middle of nowhere with all this sole computer as my window into the outside world. That is not how you should ever view a computer ever. It makes it so hard to leave this place because it's the only place I have left. Anyway, I'm ranting, so whatever. Thank you for all your help and for all to help me. I hope that these commissions get finished without delay. If you like a CD of my work, $20 at PayPal at abyssmaya12@aol.com. There is some deep lore behind that email handle, by the way. I won't get to it, but I will just let you know. There's some really deep lore out there. Back, sort of. A journal for Wednesday, June the 8th of 2005 at 10:39 p.m. Well, I just got back from my trip. It looks like even when I was gone for 5 days, I can still cause chaos. I recently joined POG. He's into POG. Okay. Just to see what it is. Let's see what it's like. I've heard so much about it lately. It's pretty crazy there, and I've already got a flame war going over my opinions. Woo! Heh. It looks like that inflation people don't like me. It looks like inflation people like me don't get along with, with feeders and WG people. Go fig. It's... I see. Okay. I also tried to join the overflowing broth farm. Well, sadly, I haven't received an email
Confirming registration. Don't know what happened there. Yes, the man that doesn't ogle over breasts is at Pog and Overflowing Bra, the form. What a genius. What a man of culture. What a gentleman. Um, there aren't any forms for our finish, are there? No. It makes me sad to think that there are so few. No good places to hang out and enjoy fantasies involving inflation. I say it specifically inflation, not WG. Wait less. Oof. I kind of miss having the inflation form I used to run. It would be nice to have another little place to stop and chat from time to time. The problem is that it would quickly get out of hand and cost me a bit of money. The images were hosted off of my expensive website. When I took it down, the forum had to go too. If anyone anyone is hosting a new forum, I'd be happy to join as an admin or something. I just want to be the admin of your forum, guys. Is that such a like I can help. Just if you wouldn't mind, just give me administrative privileges of your forums, please, or a mod or something. I mean, I would love to be a mod, even though you have no idea who the fuck I am. I mean, I have a good track record. See, I get people mad, and everyone hates me. That's what makes me a good admin and moderator. Everyone fucking hating me. I just can't maintain it with my current crazy schedule. Schedule. Lisa, quitting sure has its downsides. I'm tired. I just drove for a long time and I'm sleepy. Gotta work tomorrow morning. Wee. Alright. Addicted World, a journal for Wednesday, April the 27th, 2005 at 10:11 a.m. Oh, yes, they have the moods at the top this time, too. Mood is sad, listening to Mick Jagger, Old Habits Die Hard. Ooh, I heard of that name once. But you like balloons, right? Everyone likes balloons. There's the header. Oh, what's this? There's another link I might have missed, actually. Let me load that real quick and see if it's there. Let's see if it's there while I kind of read this along. It's loading. I mean, it's dead sexy loading. Anyway, warning. The following journal contains a lot of pent-up emotions and honest feelings. They are not facts, but just what I'm feeling right now. So relax. I just relaxed. So, I'm just going to finish up my commissions this week, and that's going to be it for a while. I need a break from the community. Now that things have quieted down, it's a good time as any. I'm not leaving. I'm just taking a break. I'll be back. Carrot_carrot smiley face. Anyway, kind of discouraged me lately. Been working on extra hard my regular account, getting diddly squat back. Sometimes it just makes you want to curl up and cry. I'm pretty confident in my art here since it's so well received by everyone, but my normal art is my normal art. I am fidgety and nervous about it than ever. I've been pouring my time and energy into it and generating little, if nothing, back to reward me. I've said this before, but I do art for myself. I'll never stop doing it. But having someone enjoy art is a whole another ballpark. It's irksome to spend 6 hours on a painting and get one comment saying, "That's pretty," while a 2-minute drawing of an inflated girl gets hundreds of millions of comments and stars. Well, welcome to the fucking internet. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Some people like some weird shit, and sometimes merit is not recognized. Well done. Maybe you and Carl Benjamin can get some English tea together and talk about how the value of meritocracy of inflation art. And Tim Pool and maybe some other guy can join you too. It's times like that I love this community. We're such a small, tight knit group, and we always know what's going on. In the real world, however, it's much harder to get anyone to even glance at your stuff. Well, you could always, get someone's attention with inflation art, clearly. I mean, maybe you could just post that on the subway, and maybe someone will take pictures of it and start jacking off in the middle of the subway, and that'll get you some real attention. Clearly, that's just how it works. Except, don't do that. That's disgusting and weird. The more work I produce under my other name, the more depressed I get because no one ever sees nor cares about it. Eventually, I fall back into this community and bath in the praise of comments that are gushed at me when in the succession of a new piece. Disgustingly selfish. That is disgustingly selfish of you. You're right. This community is like a drug. I need my fix every so often. If I'm away too long, I get fidgety and nervous and tense. He's having social media withdrawals, guys. It's worse than fentanyl. My normal art doesn't provide me with a sense of loyal fans and friends that my inflation stuff does. By this point, you might be wanting to see my normal art possibly. And I just realized that probably is like an OnlyFans girl statement that was like that a sentence ago, the normal art thing. Like, I feel like, do you ever kind of like, so I hate to put in a shower thought as I'm mid reading this, but do you ever feel like that, OnlyFans girls, like, say, this OnlyFans thing is like a drug. It's like I get dopamine in my while I show my ass on webcam, and a bunch of people want to coom over it and throw money at me. But then when I go in the real world, I'm just another 20-year-old millennial or Zoomer girl getting shat on by old people, and what I want to do is be some kind of accountant, and I just get shit on and I have to turn to OnlyFans for a real job. You know what? Let me know how you feel, guys. Let me know how you feel. Is that if there's any females in the audience that do that sort of thing, is that how you feel, or do you feel like that you've really hit the jackpot? Let me know. This is research. But since I don't want and my two names to collide, I'm afraid that I can't provide that here. So if you really want to see it, send me a note and I'll give you the link. But if too many inflation people are commenting on my normal stuff, it won't take long for someone to recognize it. It's painful to know that you have such a large fan base, but you can't let them see your stuff for terrorizing the fear of that you will be found out. Sigh. Then don't do it. Sigh. There are times where I wish I could just disappear. I've tried it a few times, so it's a no avail. I will never leave this community, even though the desire I want is so great. Don't worry, you will. I've seen the future, and I will never leave this community, though the desire and want is so great sometimes I wish I could. In the end, I'm just another geek who draws inflated women. Well, good thing for that. Good on you for self-awareness. Good job. If I leave, someone else will take my place, and eventually I'll be nothing but a name at the bottom of a bunch of pictures. I've given a lot to this community, and as usual, I've received some compensation. But I've made a bunch of new friends, which is always good. And I've made a few bucks here and there. Every now and then, give thanks, which always makes my heart glow. On a few rare occasions, I get fan art from someone, which just makes me shine. A lot of time I get empty comments or ideas tossed at me by leeches who want more. More often than not, I just get the same thing over and over again. I know what it's like to be a starving artist now, having literally starved for the past 3 weeks, waiting for my meager job to pay me. It's not fun. It's pretty depressing. It's painful and hard work. every little big I get back is cherished. You know what? I don't even know where it was going. I think I'm done now. I'm off. Well, I don't know what you were on about either. But you know what? Cool, 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 cool. Someone will agree to do it eventually. A journal entry for Monday, June the 13th of 2005 at 12 o'clock p.m. Posting at noon. I see. I just had a laugh a few minutes ago as I checked my mail and found someone on DA has done a picture I refused to do for someone. A while back, I got a note for someone to say that asking if I like art trade. Since it was under my non-inflation name, I said yes. They responded to me asking if they would draw this Cartoon Network girl with the name withheld. They provided a link on their DA page which showed me what she looked like. I skimmed through it. There were four reasons I declined the job. 1. Characters in the Cartoon Network style do not look good inflated. 2. He never asked me what I wanted out of the trade, nor would he give me in details of what he wanted. 3. After reading all the comments, I come to realize that every person who replied to his picture would ask to draw them inflated. 4. He had contacted me under my non-inflation name to get me to do this, assuming that it doesn't matter since I won't do it under Catien. I do it on my other name. For all the reasons, I declined the offer. Then a few days later, I noticed someone did do the request. Apparently, he just shrugged his shoulders, went looking for more artists, and eventually found someone to do it. I must admit, well, that is a pretty good hustle, my friend. I must say, if you really need your fix, that's how you get it. I must admit that I feel a little ticked off because of this, mostly because it felt like that I'm no more important than the other artist, and I was just the name under a long list to ask from. I said no, but he checked me off and then went to the next one. Boo-hoo. I'm not important. I've dealt with this kind of thing before. I'll say I take requests and notice that two people will always ask for the same thing every time. But what has got me is that I didn't ask for it, and he sought me under my normal name. That's just flagrant impudence, if you ask me. So, what does that tell you, by the way, everyone? Everyone? That tells you that they can find you, no matter what you do. Knowing that I don't do inflation art anymore, yet still wanted to do it, he contacts me under name instead. I hate to break it to you, Blood, but if I don't do it under this name, who says they'll do it under the other name? Yeah, well, yeah. Yes, yes. Because you said yes. That might be why. Sorry, well, I'm still here. That content, though not as content as before, just a thought, I'd share that. Ta-ta. Geez, people. A journal for Thursday, June the 30th of 2005. Does anyone actually read these journals all the way through, or do they just skim the comments and come to their conclusions? Yes. A couple days ago, I posted a discussion idea of blacklisting annoying leeches. It was a discussion, not an actual plan of attack. I freely admitted several times that I would never make one. I just thought it would be interesting to see a few members of our community who thought about the idea. I don't know. It sounds like you kind of want the blacklist, buddy. For the most part, the artists were enthusiastic about it. Not all artists, but the large majority of them. And we don't like getting any annoying people or harassing us. Making a list would be helpful for new people who would want to stay away from the kind of mess. For the most part, I already read that. But people who have voiced their opinions, for the most of the leeches themselves. For the people who have voiced their opinions the most are the leeches themselves. Sorry if I butchered that. most of the for the past couple of days, I've taken quite a bit of heat from these people who've nearly every form of communication to tell me how much they despise the idea. Most assume that they I already have a blacklist written up and putting people on it as we speak. Well, I mean that's not a bad idea, and two, would anyone put that past you? For everyone's information, I do not. Sounds like someone that sounds like someone with a blacklist would say. People wonder why I'm so cranky. They bitch about how much I bitch. They're annoyed about my rather sour views. You want to know why? It's when I can't even voice a simple thought like a blacklist without getting emails and IMs and notes bitching me out. I didn't even do anything except pose the hypothetical question. Welcome to the internet. Do you know what the word discussion means? It means you may not agree 100% with my idea. Thus, we talk about it and come to a conclusion. Discussion does not mean send hate mail. Maybe they're discussing it with you. I don't know. I can't read your inbox now, can I? I've given up on making art for the community. Instead, the only thing I do is post on a few forums. Am I really that threatening? How come I never hear about the other artists with this many problems? Is it because I stand up for what I believe in and what makes people want to cuss me out for having an opinion? You know what the situation needs is my opinion. Yeah, that's kind of how opinions work on the internet. If people don't like them, they'll say, "Oh, how dare you?" It's hard to be happy and optimistic in a community where you practically get nothing but hate mail. I wasn't even aware I had done anything wrong. Seriously, does anyone else there get as much malice directed towards them? Probably not. Am I really such a bad guy that I warrant this much of hatred? Probably because you're cantankerous. That's kind of how the internet works. Look at Patrick Tomlinson. Tomlinson. He's a sci-fi author and he's a cantankerous little bitch. And he also gets a lot of ire directed towards him. If you're listening, that's a Twitter you can follow. Happy fun question. Why hasn't anyone come up with inflation card games? Watch as I get more comments about this one sentence than the whole journal. Yeah, that's see, it's comments like that that might get some people to not quite like you as much. Blacklist. So, okay. So this is the journal that I did not read. I've thought about this several times before, though I didn't have the guts to ever do it. There are a lot of people in the community who are just downright rude, arrogant, selfless leeches who pester good artists who do more art and draw a certain way. I know that I've had to deal with pretty much all of them, and from the talking with other artists, I know that I am not the only one they bug. For the most part, most of the people are one-time offenders, kids or teens that are just appearing in the community and don't know the rules yet. Everyone makes mistakes, and usually the first one is the most brutal. However, there are some people who just keep doing it. What would happen if I were to construct an inflation blacklist? This would, yeah, see, this is where that entire vibe comes from, huh? That gives me a ship. It's like you suggested you would do it. Uh, that gives me a shiver just thinking about it. If you don't know what one is, a blacklist is a list of names that are widely distributed to people that can avoid working with them. For example, someone is bugging me for a picture, I put them on a blacklist and distribute to other artists. Then, when this person bugs another artist, they will just have to look up the list and block them. Simple and easy and effective. Maybe even publishing the list online would make them realize what assholes they are, but I doubt it. That's why I don't think I'd ever have the guts to go through with it, and I think that it would be pretty sweet. Well, let me just let you in on a secret. Obviously non-inflation art related. When you have a blacklist like that, and then publishing it on the internet for everyone to see, that just makes everyone a lot more angry. Uh, and then there's an asterisk break. I've often wondered what's the mentality behind the people who bug artists. Why do they do it? When they get rejected, does that trigger something in the brain that makes them think that they had nothing to do with it? I've had people bug me for pictures. When I tell them no, they just leave me alone and focus on other artists. On what in their brain is telling them that this is a good thing. I just don't understand it. Or how about when someone steals another artist and posts it as their own? What on earth goes through their heads? Reddit karma, that's what. That's how my Yahoo group was deleted because I was bugging the guy who stole my art and he hacked my group in retaliation. I just never experienced this before and was just curious of what was going through their literal cerebellum. Gee, I wonder why these people don't like me. It's like I pissed them off or something. Tough question. A journal entry for Thursday, July the 14th, 2005 at 12:35 p.m. Anyone know how to make a pay site? Or at least have some form of instant download hosting? That's the journal. Not back, but still lurking. A journal entry for Friday, August the 19th, 2005 at 11:54 a.m. Yeah, I posted a picture. That doesn't mean I'm back. So don't get your hopes up. Just getting that out of the way first. I've been pretty silent lately, aside from my usual grumpings. Can't help those. Just happens. But today I'm feeling good. I was browsing around and when an idea came to draw something. I sat down and drew and painted and colored and photoshopped it for about an hour and a half. Hard to believe that something could look so simple, eh? It's hard to believe on something that looks so simple, eh? I was quite happy with the results and I decided to post it. I think I was influenced by Sin City a bit. Oh dear. Contrary to the popular belief, I've not left the community. I'm still around. I still draw inflation pictures. I still chat with people, and the only difference is that I don't post them anymore. This is a rare exception, so please don't get your hopes up. Oz, yes. See, you know, that's great. Welcome back. Uh, I've been trying to. I mean, this is what makes it so easy to troll someone like this. It's just like, hey, welcome back. this, it's people like this that are so fun to just like. It's that easy to troll you by saying, hey, welcome back. I'm not back. I'm sorry. I just imagined that scenario. I've been trying the various styles. Every time I learn something new and I'm growing as an artist, I think. I'm very happy that I'm getting some experience in making some new works. I haven't been happy in a long time. Anyway, I just felt better to explain what I'm doing because people are going to be like, welcome back or good to have you back and bullshit. See? It's that easy to piss you off and get a rise out of you. People are going to do it. I'm not back. So don't say that. If you say that, I'll be pissed off, grr. I already am pissed and thinking that. Good boy. Whatever. Yarg. So this is like one of those things where it's one of those things that you say that you know is just gonna attract trolls. Like, you know, there's a podcast that I follow called Coffee with Scott Adams, and it's actually a very good one. Aside from, you know, the obvious egotism. But here's the thing that he'll say is he'll say something to the degree of like, oh, Scott's waking up, and it's like, oh, you shouldn't say that. How you really shouldn't say that. That's an NPC statement, and that just makes you look dumb. And you can tell he's getting really, really wound up about this, and that makes people want to do it more. So I don't know what to tell people. If you do something and then something irks you, and that thing that someone does irks you, don't say, hey, that specifically irks me, because some people might just want to do more because they think pissing you off is funny, and that's a thing. Anyway, origin of DeviantArt's title, a journal entry for Friday, September the 2nd, 2005 at 1:19 p.m. I'm just going to post it as a FYI, but there's been some disputes lately over the works getting deleted because they are sexual in nature. I don't know if it's very helpful to anyone out there, but the name of the site DeviantArt is actually conceived by skimming the community. Originally, DA was a website where people who made skins for applications could post their work for other people to critique and download. To quote from Jark, when you skin an application, you eventually end up deviating from the normal look and feel of Windows. Skins are, at the end of the day, works of art. By putting these two thoughts together, I surmise that deviant art was an ideal name. It does not refer to being a deviant in the sexual means of the word. Oh, but that's what it's become now, hasn't it? I found this out when one of my own works was deleted for a rather stupid reason. There wasn't even nudity in it at all. This is great. Of tutorials and chats. Jesus fucking Christ, this is a long one. A journal entry for Sunday, November the 6th, 2005 at 11:19 a.m. Edit. I'm bored again, so I'm going to be in hashtag inflation chat room on the DA from 1 to 3:30 if anyone wants to stop by and say hi. Yesterday night, I posted that I was going to be in the chat room in DeviantArt, and I sat there and wait for a while and waited, but it was long since it was long before long, it was quite a bustling group of people. They all chatted at once. It was really nice to see so many people turned up. You know, you said yourself, birds of a feather flock together, you know? What does everyone think? Would that be a neat idea to visit from time to time in a large group online? I must say that I had fun for the most part. I don't get to go online anymore, but when I do, I try to stay on as long as possible to see if any of my old friends wish to chat. It doesn't matter if you log into old school RuneScape, your childhood friends will never come back. That's just how it works. Another curious curiosity. I've been asked a few times to post more tutorials. I thought people you didn't want their advice. I'm not entirely sure how to do that in DA. Do I make a PDF and just post it? Do I make a one friggin' huge image with explanations? Either way, it seems kind of heavy-handed. Any suggestions out there? Just got through watching the new Willy Wonka movie, which will be on sale on Tuesday. I must say that I'm indecisive about it since I'm such a big fan of the original. Yes, the version is a lot more like the book, but I don't know. His factory doesn't seem very enjoyable to live in. That's what I like so much about the first movie, that it seemed like a place you would want to be in. He wants to be in Oompa Loompa, guys. And, feed children the unfinished bubble gum that turns you into a blueberry. That's what he wants you to do. He just seems like or at least, or maybe even questionably of age women. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just feel like that's just what I'm imagining he's doing right now. The place is just. I think the sentence ended. The place just seems scary. Okay, the place just seems scary. A deep, fantastic job. Depp did a fantastic job as usual, but I don't like the ending. Isn't that the original ending? There was no punch or tension. It was just a game of elimination. One by one, they go, and Charlie wins. Hooray! End of story. Ta-da! Or at least the Gene Wilder version had a more explosive scene at the end where Wonka freaks out at Charlie, then really made a good ending to see the final test. This didn't really have a final test like that. He was just the last boy, so he won. Of course, the blueberry scene was fun. Of course, what a telegraphed thing. You didn't have to even say that. But the part I was looking most forward to was having remembered what an influence the original movie had on me, especially in this case. Especially that case, buddy. This didn't meet my expectations, though. It's all CG. Yeah, the Oompa Loompas are CG freaks. I agree with that actually, but overall, it's still a pretty good and faithful adaptation. Tim Burton does an amazing job, and to me, that loses the charm of it. It's all fake. At least the original, there was a real person. Yeah. You gotta exploit the midgets, man. The midget guild will have You gotta give those the midget guild people a little job to do. I think I'm over analyzing things again. You sure are, I guess. Annoyingly catchy music, but I'll have to buy the soundtrack. That is another good thing about the new Wonka film. The old one, the music was just oompa loompa doopity doo, and that was it. So okay, this is just like commission information that I don't care about, so I can just move on to the next one. Commission transmission. Monday, November the 21st, 2005, 12:05 p.m. Oy vey, everyone. Oy vey. It's been a living hell for quite a bit. I haven't had time to work on anything or even start anything. I have missed almost a week of my mail on AOL, which stupidly deletes everything that's more than a week old. If you wanted to hire me to do something and I never replied, that's why. I never got the message @_at. I only found out the other day when someone on AIM asked me, how's the commission coming? And what commission, dough? I try to run things a lot a bit smoother. Please use the DA notes to send me a note with your commission instead of an email. If notes are no good, then for you, then my email is abasmaya12@aol.com. Though I would prefer DA notes since AOL doesn't delete those. Usual rates and stuff apply. 15 for black and white, 20 for color, 30 for painting. That's pretty good actually for commission rates, although, it's the inflation community. I guess you take what you can get. You can't overcharge, you can't undercharge. I don't know this community and how things work. Please provide details. The more specific you can make it, the easier it'll be for and better looking for you. I'm gonna try and take some time just to work on commissions. Now is a good time. I apologize to anyone who emailed me or requested something. I've never heard of anything from me. Real life is the shits sometimes. Sigh. _carrot semicolon. Ooh, he's sweating. Sweating, guys. He's sweating. More crazy messages. Thursday, March the 10th of 2005 at 3:53 p.m. I swear to God, I just went back in time. That's okay. I'm going to read them anyway. Oh, wait, no. I've seen this one before. More crazy messages is a repeat domain name. Well, what do you know? I might have missed one. I'll be damned. Sunday, March the 6th of 2005, 9:56 a.m. Today is a good day to see it bad ones. Thanks to the few people who have done commissions for, and I'm finally able to save up enough money barely to upgrade my account and get the much needed disk space for my website. Now that I've got 100 megabytes of disk space, a bandwidth which is sadly not sufficient for the flow of users who constantly visit my site. I also added perk. The perk, man. As an added perk, I also received a free domain name with my upgrade. It no longer will be called angelfire.com/comics/cattyn. So Angelfire is he also has a huge Angelfire website for his other thing as well too, by the way. That is something I've also managed to find. Don't ask how. I will now be known as cattyn.com. Woo. However, the transition is going to take a little to finalize, so things might be a bit rocky at first. Therefore, I'm not going to upload new artwork until I get the domain name and set in stone and all the links to work. I would like to thank a few people who actually requested commissions within the past weeks. That tiny sacrifice has been benefiting me. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. I think I have actually read this one. I have definitely read this one. I have read that one. I had a few extra tabs, by the way. Alright, I think I've finally gotten to something new. January 15th of 2006, 12:04 p.m. Hard drive update is the name of the journal, by the way. Sorry, I didn't say so. Hey everyone, I have some good news and some somewhat bad news. The good news is I was able to save all my data and transfer it to an external hard drive thanks to the generosity of someone at the cheap prices at CompUSA. Bad news, they formatted the wrong hard drive and it won't load into my computer. Go figure, right? I actually already talked to them and returned it and asked for them to do something about it. What happened was that they formatted the drive using Windows XP and the formats it uses and NTFs automatically. I read that as NFTs initially. I was just like, holy shit, really? It formats it in NTFs automatically. However, Windows 98, which I'm using, needs to read it as a FAT32 format. This is some boring talk. The only way to change that is to reformat it correctly. Well, what I've been doing is to erase the data on the drive, so I was going to wait to save, though. So what they're doing, for free mind you, is swapping the hard drives. They pulled one off the shelf. They're going to format the correct FAT35 format, and then ghost the data from the old one, the hard drive, to the next. Simple, woohoo! Simple problem of transferring 40 gigs through a USB cord takes a whole lot of time. The problem is that transferring 40 gigs of data through a USB cord takes a lot of time, so the new drive won't be ready until tomorrow afternoonish, I hope. For now, if this doesn't work, I don't know what to do. It seems so simple, yet one little file somewhere might screw it all up. Life has a way of doing that. It was so simple before. Look what happened. They formatted it wrong. Lol. By the way, the reason my external hard drive crashed in the first place was because of the casing surrounding the hard drive. That was weird since you'd think that the casing is nothing but plastic, but in fact there's a whole circuit board inside which the hard drive connects to the USB port. He's figuring out how computers work, guys. The circuit board inside is infamous as the Death Star because that's near the clockwork way of crashing. Joy of joys to replace it with the cost of $40, but there was another issue too. The hard drive was in fact failing slowly. So it was a combination of several things. I could have replaced the Death Star and it would have worked. But God knows how long before all my data was wiped eventually. In the end, it was cheaper and practical to get a new and external hard drive to replace it. Man, talk about agonizing. At least I know now what's going on and I don't have to speculate. I love CompUSA now because they're easy to work with, and if I had taken this to Best Buy, they would have charged me $200 to look at it and another $100 to save it, and then another $200 and then another $100 to fix the mistake they made. So glad CompUSA is there, carrot_carrot, and I really, really, really thank the person who stuck their neck out for me and helped me out. You bet I'm gonna be giving them a lot more free commissions in return. The poor CompUSA guy that got that, he's just like, hey, you want, and then he's got this guy, Caddy M. Then he gets in return like, you've been so great working with me. Would you like some pornography of inflated women? Wouldn't that be just so good? I just need to show you some appreciation. Are you into the Tomb Raider? Are you into any of them girls or any of them Last of Us characters maybe? Then I can stick a bicycle pump in one of them if you like. Anywho, just an update in case you haven't checked the form. CompUSA, January 16th, 2006 at 11:29 a.m. They friggin' rule, man. I bought my hard drive back to them yesterday because it wasn't working, so I left it over. We already knew this. Um, 500 megabytes was lost in the original data recovery, but hell, 500 out of 45 gigs is nothing. I've gone through everything, and so far they haven't been able to figure out what the 500 megabytes was. But who cares right now? Seriously, yeah, that's a good one. This is awesome. I don't even have to tell it to shut it down anymore. I can just push the power button in the external hard drive, and it's cool. The old one repaired it. The old one required you tell Windows to disconnect and then turn the power off. Then, if it weren't for the fact that I gotta go to work in 2 minutes, I'd be finishing up the commission right away. Well, sometime tomorrow, yay! I wonder what kind of job he has at this point. I really want to thank the person who sent me the money I needed to repair the drive. It was incredibly generous of them. I really owe them a big now. Owe them big now. Seriously. Yeah, you know who you are. You rule. Thank you so much, dude. Carrot underscore carrot. I'm back now. Woo, it's all good. Carrot underscore carrot. Now, if only I had money for gas. Lol. Wingwalker. A journal entry for February the 1st of 2006. It's been so much. It's been so insane lately. I haven't had time to get to the computer to do anything. Well, good. I've been working on finishing all my commissions, but I finally started my second job, and it's been very hard to have some time to myself. I was working for a market research for about 2 weeks ago. I had gone in and done one day of work, and because it was a weekend, they told me to call sometime the following week to set up some time to come in again. That weekend, I went to bed and breakfast with my girlfriend. It was her birthday / Christmas present, and it all rolled into one. At February? Excuse me? We had a great time. The place was called the Historic Anderson House, and it was the oldest building in Minnesota. Their gimmick is that they have a cat room, and for the night you can pick a cat to come stay with you in the room. We picked a Ginger, and she was quite the happy cat, though she did keep us awake a lot because she kept shoving her face into our eyes. Carrot underscore carrot semicolon. The food was awesome, and we spent over $80 just on that dinner and breakfast. After we ate on the drive home, we stopped in various locations and do some antique shopping for our apartment that we're going in to move into. After the weekend, I was drained of the funds and needed money, and I'm glad to start working again. I wasn't thrilled about the market research job and contemplated not going because I hated it so much because they tricked me. It is telemarketing despite whatever they say. Begrudgingly, I called to check in to see if I had to come in. Nothing. I called in again. Nothing. And so I took the day off. After 3 days of nothing, I got a phone call, and it was from ATS Airport Terminal Services, and they wanted me to come in for an interview. The infamous plane job he's had. They wanted me to come in for an interview. Gladly, I went in for the interview. They sent me right in to have a drug test, which means I got the job. The drug test was hard because I haven't eaten or drank anything the night before, and I went to the bathroom before I went to the interview. I had nothing at underscore ad, but a quick trip to McDonald's sure changed that. I gave up the market research job, but they're not gonna let me call it. If they're not gonna let me call them or inform me of anything, then screw them. They probably didn't like you, dude. That is actually the first time I've ever heard of this. That's when we decided to turn our applications into our applications for our new apartments. And now I got the second job, and would have the money to afford it. Unfortunately, when I went in to return the applications, the only 3 apartments that suited us were all sold already, and we were back to square one. Luckily, we found another place on the weekend. It's quite nice with the added bonus of having the laundry room inside the apartment. He's spelling apartment with an extra P. That's why I say that. This week I started up at the ATS job for the first time. In the past 2 days, they've been training us today, and today was the first day. I got to see what they are like. It's quite it's quite the get down and dirty job, and I didn't think I would have a job like that, but it's fun. Carrot underscore carrot. Of course, I'm not allowed to talk about things here in the journal since it regards the airport. But I can say that at least I'm the guy you see out there in the window putting flags onto the plane and marshalling the plane out to the runway for takeoff. So remember, if you're flying into Minneapolis or going out in your bags and your bags are damaged, that's probably my fault. Carrot underscore carrot. Well, I know where not to go. Anyway, though, that's why I haven't been around for a long time, and that's why I've had little time to work on anything in the last couple of days. I'll have the afternoon off. In the next couple of days, I'll have the afternoon off so I can work on stuff, but it's going to be tight from now on. Carrot underscore carrot semicolon. And now it's moving back in a few weeks, possibly. Wednesday, February the 22nd of 2006. See, his life is finally looking up just a wee bit. But, he's still a 20-something taking some L's. Ooh, oh, that was a good neck crack. I'm sorry. I needed that. If you heard that, that felt great. The title says it all. The big day is moving in back in a few weeks, possibly Friday. Journal entry for Wednesday, February 22nd of 2006, 6:31 a.m. Title says it all. The big day is fast approaching and my internet is going to be shut down on Friday, which means the new internet in the new apartment is going to be up next Tuesday at the latest. But I probably won't be online for another few weeks because I'm going to need a network card for my computer to run the high-speed Wi-Fi network we're going to establish, to a secure IPS address, it's ISP address, so people don't use our internet for free. Maybe it's ISP, I don't know, it is ISP. Good job. A new desk for my computer since this is a piece of junk and I won't be taking it with me. A couple on the top of the fact that I will just barely be able to pay for the apartment's first rent and my cat deposit up front, with the danger of not making enough money to pay for next month's rent. It might take a while before I can save up enough to even do step one. I'll try to get on as often as I can, but I can't guarantee anything that this will be resolved. I'll keep you posted and updated. Naturally, all the commissions are on hold until this move is completed. Also, I think I'm going to stop making commissions for a while too, since I've become so backlogged with work that needs to be completed. With the two-job situation right now, it's near impossible for me to find time to actually sit down and do any of it. Well, at least he's busy, I'll give him that. I can count no less than 10 works that have to be completed before. Let's see, this is what happens when I read too much things that have spellings in it. I just don't know what's really spelled correctly or not anymore sometimes. I can count no less than 10 works that need to be completed. I can think about opening the doors again. What's slightly worse is that some people have already paid for the commission. Usually I frown upon people paying up front for this reason. But I'm afraid I'll get lazy and take too long. But I was desperate for the monies last month, so there was almost no option. Sigh. I'm working two jobs right now. We saw that. And with the combined income, I should be making around $1,200 grand total. Of course, that doesn't come up in a lump sum, and half more of the rent goes to bills. $1,200 a month. Holy shit, that's bleak. I can't wait until I'm able to start saving up and using it for what I want. Woo. Well, I mean, I know I'm not factoring in inflation or anything, but that's just fucking bleak, man. That's terrible. It's terrible pay. Holy shit. I can't imagine what it's like to be you right now. I can't wait to like want to start saving for what I want. Woo! Maybe now I'll be able to pay to get my comics out there and to help with some advertising money. Anywho, I won't be on for a long time. Also, my AOL account will be closed too because when I get a new internet, I'm gonna need a new email account with it. Maybe I'll get a Hotmail or Yahoo account on the side just in case. But for now, the only place you can contact me is my DA notes. I'm just hoping that all goes well and this move goes smoothly. It's gonna be so sweet to have a laundry room inside the apartment carrot_carrot and no more wasting quarters with so many month-old clothing. Yay! The carrot_carrot month-old clothes. It's a very surreal thought if you think about it. Tata for now. Keep you all updated. And pray for this all goes without a hitch. You know, there's going to be a hitch. But here's hoping for that's not a big one. Life is full of surprises. And then back on Friday, March the 3rd, 2006. Yay, I'm back. Woo. I love high-speed internet. Hip hip hooray. I'm going to bed. Alright. I'm nearing the end. I fucking promise you, it's nearing the end. I swear to you, it is. I've been hit. Journal entry for Monday, March the 13th of 2006, 12:25 p.m. So wow. So yeah, apparently I'm the new target of that spammer, and he's trying to shift the blame on me. I don't know who this guy is, but he's starting to take things to the extreme. He created yet another account called !we. I think it's just going to be we. And he tried to pass that off as me. Look under the name that says Catien. Then, for reasons I don't understand, he copied and pasted my journal 1,000 times and posted it on my front page. Kind of stupid if you're trying to pass yourself off as me. Classic spam. I don't miss that at all. Why would I post my own journal on my own page when it's already posted here? Duh. He's already been banned, but from the looks of things, this troll is just getting warmed up. He also attacked 2 more people using this account. It's an attack, guys. It's not just spam that you can just block it. Oof. This troll from Middle Earth. He isn't spam. I was warned a few days ago that this might be a practical joke from someone within the community. I honestly have to say that this is not funny, and I find that if I find out that this was one of my best friends, they're in for a big surprise. The levels in which this trolling is taking place is really beyond compare. Oh, you haven't seen much yet, have you? Tell me, what did I ever do to you to get you on my back, Give me one good, honest answer, and then copied it and pasted 1,000,000,000 times. Whatever. See what happens when you miss a day or two. I guess the best argument I can offer is to ignore the person, and eventually they'll give up. Yes, thank you. That's how to deal with it. Well done. Or we can just ban every account they create until they eventually get tired of making new ones. Sigh. That's the problem with this kind of spammer. But you can't 100% block them. Whomever they are, I can say that they're pretty unoriginal. Oh Jesus! This is a game review. It says review Harvest Moon Magical Melody NGC for Nintendo GameCube. I assume. Thursday, April the 6th of 2006 at 5:56 p.m. I'm going to post this review here because it'll probably get more response than under this name than any other. I love Harvest Moon games. I've been playing since the original SNES version, and it holds up for many fond memories. Such as spending hours of day/night with my now girlfriend playing it in shifts of 3 hours and so on, off and on. I was bitterly disappointed that with their first Nintendo GameCube game, Harvest, It's a Wonderful Life, that I was ecstatic. The newest game came out, and it was a throwback to the original graphics style. As usual, Harvest Moon The Harvest Moon game is all about building up your farm and becoming very prosperous. However, it's slightly new twist to the game, mainly that you have a rival who competes with you a day in and day out with how much you produce and how you've been able to raise, how much you've been able to raise. And no longer do you manage your dearly departed grandpa's dilapidated farm. Instead, you're given a choice of 3 different locations to start your farm, each with their own pros and cons. There is, oh man, why are you reviewing a video game? Please just shut up. Just shut the fuck up, please. We have enough game reviews on the internet for everyone to see. Do you really think that anyone's gonna care? And it's so rare to find a good game reviewer too. It's just explaining the plot. There have been a number of improvements in the series with the game. Stamina gauge now shows exactly how much energy you have left before you pass out, which is extremely helpful when you do start harvesting all out and working yourself to death. Also, you can toggle the landscape to see which parts of the land you own and which parts you don't. You can toggle the names of the animals and hover over them. The last part is very helpful because their name turns green when you give them food. I find it much easier to feed the animals one by one rather than putting the feet in the trough. Other unique advantages that you can harvest anywhere. You don't have to just harvest in your plot of land. Any land that's not by own someone else is just as good as your own, though it's probably less fertile. You can even buy more land to work with. I have to say, it's a game that really gives you options and to play to your heart's content. Improve the controls of what this is fucking stupid. Why are you posting a video game review in text? Who reads this other than myself? Like, Jesus Christ. I found that I'm complaining. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't fucking read all this shit. Hang on. I found that after a full day of harvesting, I can easily run around town and talk to pretty much everyone. It's easier to have a social life in this game than it was in the previous ones. How about get a real social life? One of the routines that is to harvest and water my crops and run to my chicken coop, feed the chickens, run to the restaurant, drink. Oh my god, I'm not fucking reading all that. The main goal of the game is to collect musical notes and return to the harvest gods to normal. She was once turned to stone originally, and only you can save her. You earn the notes by completing certain objectives. So, marriage is back with a vengeance. Man, said every conservative ever. That's what they wish they could say. Oh man. Oh man. Depending upon what gender you pick, you can either have 10 girls or 10 boys to marry, as opposed to the 4 or 5 from the previous game. Even your rival can be your marriage material. I'm not going to marry her because she seems more difficult to get along with. I like a good challenge. There's disadvantages of the game. One of my pet peeves is that the stamina is too friggin' low. Only after it takes a few waterings before and I'm already exhausted, making it hard for me to plant a lot of crops and beat my rival. Have you ever done real, farm work in your life? Jesus Christ. Watering can be tiring. I'm just saying. Another thing is that the actions are slow. And the stamina is low. The actions are slow, blah, blah, blah. Hang on. The landscape is confusing, too. There's many paths. There's also a fair number of glitches in the game. Yeah, I'm not reading all this review. It's way too fucking long. You can read it yourself if you find this. It's just Harvest Moon. He says, all in all, I'm happy with the way that they went back to the cartoony style of the game. They tried to do a more realistic version with It's a Wonderful Life. And it was really tedious and suffered a lot of bad controls. The game is a definite improvement, although I'll have to say for the GBA version, Just the best one. Whoa. Kara_Kara. The music, once again, is annoyingly catchy. You find yourself humming along with it while and past getting pissed because it's so freaking annoying. Lol. I'm very happy with the game. Good job. Good job, Ketty, and you reviewed a game. More thoughts late at night. More thoughts late at night. April the 11th of 2006, 12:45 a.m. In my last journal, I wrote about how my anxiety towards my girlfriend. I've wrote about my anxiety towards my girlfriend and what she must think of me and my strange fetish. Sometimes some people are just so patient. In this journal, I think I'm going to talk about it and my reactions to that journal. First, I'm rather happy with the response and the people that have supported me and confirmed that what I like is just pure fantasy and has nothing to do with my personality or being sadistic. Um. Hmm. To me, the fetish of if inflation is really just something I like. It's kitty and never disgusting or gross. Even the occasional popping scenarios have more of a hint of Looney Tunes. Both of those words were spelled wrong. Situations, if and then anything reality based. It's okay to have a fantasy. And even if this was real, I would never do it to anyone. Well, fucking thank goodness for that. I know she doesn't like my fetish, and even a bit disgusted by it, correctly so. I know I'll never be able to change her mind about it, or even come to accept it for what it is. She wants to know 100% what makes it tick for me and why. I like it. Honestly, I don't honestly know. It's just something I came to like growing up, and that's all it will ever be. Regarding my figures, yeah, a lot of my girls are skinny, and that's just a result of the mass media at large. What? It's easier to draw a skinny girl having inflation problems than a chunky one. I guess it goes back to being easier to pick on. And carrot_carrot, semicolon, period thing. Oh well, I don't really know where this is going. I guess I'm just more of an inflationary journal of self discovery and trying to understand myself better. I'm not a degenerate, at least in public. uh, the only way I can hope to resolve things is with my girlfriend and make it all okay, even if it means if I have to give up my like of inflation. I think it's important to be open about it. So often I see artists and people in the community just leave like I tried to do and just kind of backfires in their face. I think being open about it and talking about it with people is a better solution and will ultimately help things go smoothly in the end. Score one for the bad guys. May 1st, 2006, 9:16 p.m. We're nearing the end, boys. Seriously, we are. Well, it looks like I'm losing a battle right now. Ever since this morning, it's been going downhill. The guy has either blocked me or set up a spam protection list or something, one of the keywords like Caddy in, or simply changed his email address because I can't get through. No one, no one could get through either. I've tried on two different email accounts, and even asked a few people to politely ask him to remove my artwork. All their emails just got bounced back to them, which makes it think that he's changed it already. So my art is still being posted on someone else's website without my permission and in a nicely edited form, which doesn't give me an ounce of credit, and there is nothing I can do about it. I've reported him, I've reported him to Lycos, but because of the technicality that I didn't own the characters and I drew the comic, it was a fan comic. I do not own the copyright material produced or some nonsense. Less I. You get what you deserve. I'm gonna continue and to monitor with an in there. Monitor his website though. He apparently is available for hire for parties. And so if he's changed his email address, he's gonna have to update his to website to sooner or later and post the new address. Now it's not just me who's being picked at. Johnny Swell's whole Blueberry comic is posted there. I told him that he should probably have gotten permission for that from him, and he replied that Johnny's name was nowhere written in the comic, so can do he can do what he pleases. That's what pisses me off. We don't write our names on every panel we draw. We dra- we write it on the cover or the first page of each page after words counts towards as a whole. I'm not making sense. We write it on the cover or first page of each page we draw afterwards and counts as the whole, but crop off that page. And what are we supposed to do? Even though I could prove that it was mine and that he shouldn't post it, lo and behold, the website where it was taken of, it has a nice little copyright saying all the works are their respective owners. There is not much I can do when he blocks me out and won't listen to me. I can't make the web service take it down, and I can't hack his site and remove it on my own. Well, it's kind of good that you don't know how to hack things. So I'm out of it. I give up. He's willing to listen. Until he's willing to listen to reason, which will be never, I'm just gonna have to hold my work again and try to not let it out anymore. I was actually recently interested in reposting my work again, older ones that everyone already has seen a dozen times, but this is making me rethink my strategy. I'm quite upset, but again, no point in crying over spilled milk. You just did. LOL Lisa website info. Be prepared for sarcasm. So it's a journal entry for Sunday, August the 13th of 2006 at 10:41 a.m. Be prepared for sarcasm. Well, I guess some people don't read my journals because I've gotten no less than 50 notes asking if my website was back or not. Also, if they did read my journal, they obviously didn't take the advice to check out this link to see if the link is on the front page was up. For those who are visiting right now, yes, the link is up, and yes, my website is there too. Just visit this link in the front page to my website. Simple, easy. And if that's too complicated for you, and you don't look through the journal to get advice, try clicking on my website at the bottom of my DA user info. Yeah, I know DA moved it in the location, but it's still there. @_@. LOL, it sure amazes me how impatient some people are. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, spelled with 2 L's, that many people love my work and want to see it again, but man, 15 notes is all asking me the same info that's in my journal. Heh, you gotta stop and think, what's wrong with this picture? __. Anywho, no hard feelings. I was expecting it anyway. But I am happy to report that my website is back up. I got a few projects I'm working on it. It's free of glitches and it won't crash on you. And there's lots to do, like play around in the chat room, download games, and post in the forum. So enjoy the site and have a great time. I'm done here. I hope that this is the last time I have to update my journal on DA. It's been swell. Stupid pun. God. Oh, Jesus Christ. It was. But I can't believe that just made me laugh. Have a good day, y'all, here. And no, I'm not leaving the community just DA. I'm still working on the art and still contributing, so don't give me any farewell messages. It's like, it makes me feel like I'm dying or something. @_@. Toodles. And commissions. Saturday, September 30th, 2006, 8:25 p.m. Hello, everyone. I just said I wouldn't post a journal here, but I haven't been having much luck on my website, so I thought this is the best course of action to advertise here. I've opened my doors to commissions again. All the information is linked on my website. Please don't send me any DA notes. I won't respond to them. I'm only breaking my fast from appearing here to advertise from my website. Email is the best method. Try emailing me at cattyn4@yahoo.com for further questions, comments, or ideas. I'm open. And that, my friends, is the end of this amazing thing, except for one thing. Actually, I missed one. There's one more. Getting published. This is an interesting one. Let's see. See, if I go in further in time into the Wayback Machine, there's actually going to be more, isn't there? I really don't want to do more of these. I really don't. But you know, I have to. It's exactly 0 and 0 o'clock, at 0.5 o'clock, really. How do you say that? It's 30 minutes. It's 1:30 basically. It's 12:30 at night. 12:30. Getting published is the name of this last article. Getting published. Journal entry for Thursday, February 1st, 2007, 1:42 p.m. I'm so sorry I have to subject you to more things. I really wish I, did my due diligence. I apologize to you. I have some good news and some bad news, and all my loyal fans out there. I'll start with the good news first. I'm getting published. I sent one of my comics to a publisher, and they have been very positive about it. It's taken me 2 years since I graduated college, but finally I am starting to get somewhere. That's a good news. Now for the bad. Once my book goes into publishing, I'm gonna have to take down my cattyn artwork and website. Everyone just breathed a sigh of relief. Even though I'm sure they cannot find this website and link it back to my published works, the fact that alone that I'm being published just makes it all too risky to be in the business of doing adult artwork for a sexual fetish. I can't risk it. Too many people have already known me by both my non-deplumes. I've never heard of this word before. Deplumes. And some even know my real name. That's too risky, especially since my published comic is aimed for a much younger audience. Oh, wow, this was a time where you had to be sensible about things, wasn't it? You could go back in time and look at Rebecca Sugar. Yeah, she did some pretty weird stuff, and it got linked back to her, and they said, okay. They shrugged. They just said, okay, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? You drew porn of Ed, Ed, and Eddie. It's cool. You're still here for Cartoon Network. You can still write Steven Universe. It's cool. Man, if only we had more, stringent things like that. Like, you shouldn't make adult animation or anything like that. I know they probably still haven't done it, but it'd be kind of nice if that was the case, wasn't it? Like, just keep work and play completely separate, and, maybe better yet, just not highlight your play at all unless you don't mind having someone look at it. Or better yet, just bore them to tears about what you're playing and what your play is. That's the strategy here. That's why this video is exactly going to be 3 hours long. It's going to be great. It's going to be a whole entire non-streamed medium of a long-form format of basically a bunch of DeviantArt journals that a man reads to you because he's fucking insane. So, it pays you to say this. I'm continuing now. It pains me to say this, but I'm now going to have to take everything down. I'm still going to leave up a bare bones version of my website and my forum to continue to run, but it will not be producing any more artwork under the under the public under this name. I've had a good run, almost 3 years now, as a recognized person in our community. I've had to produce almost 300 works of art as well, which is a lot of art for such a small amount of time. Oh, excuse me, I just had to deflate myself a little bit there. I couldn't stay shrouded in mystery all my life, and I knew that one day I would have to. I finally made it, and I would have a very tough choice to make. I've chosen to follow my dreams rather than my fantasies. That makes no fucking sense. Anyway, I mean, I get it, but it's like dreams and fantasies, those are the same thing. Say I want to follow my career, not my fetish. That's what he's trying to say, but he should have just said that. However, I don't think that I'm going away for good. I assure you that nothing can take away my love for this fetish in this small, tightly knit community. We know. I will still be around as Kedian, and I will still comment in the forums and other places, and I will continue to oppose illegal copies of my artwork being distributed, and I will continue to work on for commission. Although the final works will not see the light of day, let's not forget that this place is going to be here till I sign that contract. So you've got a few days left to do some scrounging, lol. I think I will keep my artwork collection up for sale though. There are no pictures in the links that give me away, and it's for personal downloads only. Like I said, I will leave the website up along with a few exceptions, but everything else is going down. I'm going to talk to the DeviantArt admins and see if they can remove completely my name from that site. It's been fun. I'll give you further details as they arise. Kadian. It's done. It's done. I dug up this complete and utter thing that did not need to be dug up. I dug up this archaeological find on the internet about Andrew Dobson and Tom Preston and Kadian, all respectively. I've displayed them in a museum here for you, as is. You see how bad it can be. If you're a 20-something and, just remember, if you're a 20-something that's a bit down on your luck, you're having a bit of a bad day, just remember, you were never the man that had to work 2 jobs and run a art profile for your career to kick off, while also simultaneously doing the same type of said art for a group of fetishists and making $1,200 a month. That, my friends, is a bleak existence to me. However, not the bleakest. I will give him credit. Hard work for a degenerate. You do a hard work for a degenerate. Bravo. Great work ethic. But I do not support your lifestyle. You're a strange man. And you make interesting purchasing decisions. And your entire use of the internet and your internet hygiene is filthy, much like everyone else in the 2020s now. So that is all I got for you. You now no longer have to feel bad about yourself, and you can always go ahead and look in some more Tom Preston journals on his other profile that's already well fucking documented. And you can look at my favorite journal is the real 9/11 one, where he talks about the conspiracy theory of 9/11. He'll talk about how his girlfriend found out, well, how people found out his inflation fetish anyway, even though he was already published or whatever. You can even take a look at Operation Commission Tom Preston. Hilarious stuff. But I'm going to go now. This ancient piece of Tom Preston history, it's now out in the internet. You now can, it's here on YouTube for you to see and listen to. Well, not see, but you can listen to it. You can see me, and you can see me go insane and lose my voice and talk about this. But, you know, the thing that makes it even worse than all those things that I just listed here, like, you know, working two jobs is very admirable. I like that. Running your own website's not easy. And being a fetishist, you know, as long as you keep that shit away from me and it's not pedo shit, probably gonna be cool with you. Like, you know, but being a cantankerous asshole online and writing in cringy shit like teehee, tada, and woo, and lesai, unironically like this. You know, I mean, even those last parts I could forgive, but being just a cantankerous little asshole is just, it's just not cool, man. Like, that's immediately how you can make your life that much worse. And I hope you've learned something from this. This 3-hour experience, this incredible 3-hour experience. And feel free to like and subscribe if you want to. I don't usually make videos. I usually just make little shorts. If you must. I'm a shorts person. It's like YouTube's TikTok, which I kind of like better because it's not run by China. At least, you know, for now anyway. I mean, it's probably brokeraging my data to China, but you get what I mean. It's YouTube has been made in America. That's what I like about YouTube Shorts. And also, I've had a YouTube account for like 14 fucking years, apparently. I checked the age of this account. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.